Hello again. I'm Miss Jody from the Literacy Volunteers, and I have a story today about cats and dogs. Now at home, I have cats and dogs who get along pretty well, but sometimes we know cats and dogs don't like each other very much. So this is a story from, it's actually a folk tale from West Indies. And I think that means the islands, not India, the country. It's about a dog, a cat, and Nancy is a spider. And they call each other bro. I don't know why, but that's what they do. It says, Bro Puss, here's a cat. Bro Puss insists on doing the shopping, even when he's not at all feeling very good. Nancy, the spider, sees Puss walking down the road with a stick, sort of like a cane. Nancy can't believe it's Puss with a leg all bandaged up, hobbling toward him carrying a shopping basket. Nancy stops him and he says, Hey, Puss, I'd say good morning, but also hurt and bandaged up. It can't be a very good morning for you. You took notice, Nancy, said the Puss. You take notice all the same. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Puss. But what's that bad luck has overtaken you with pain? Oh, Nancy, it's nobody else but Dog. Bro Dog? Dog has damaged you? Nancy is shocked. Sad, sad. Puss looks down and nods his head. Yes, Nancy, the dog has damaged me. The dog has actually broken my leg. Just out of sudden badness? Asked Nancy. Oh, Puss said, as you know me and Puss, we share our home duties. And a few days ago I went to the store and I waited. Then happened to point out at first to be served. Dog jumped on me, held me down, tossed me against the wall. Next thing I knew, I couldn't get up. Couldn't raise myself, Nancy. Then I could see I couldn't walk at all. Madness, madness, Nancy says. Crazy madness. That's not like Bro Dog at all. I know, not at all. But it is, as you know, Puss says, it is. Dogs like that, from experience. But Puss, Nancy says, I'm sad, I'm so sorry. Sorry to hear you like this. But it's in here in me. It's not like Bro Dog. To be so vile. Vile is not very nice at all. I have to believe a bad, bad tiger spirit rose up in the dog and made him vile, made him damaging. Oh no, Nancy, said Puss. It's just like him. It's like that dog. It's just like him all the same. Can you speak to him? Speak to him, the spider says. I'll go right now. I'll let Bro Dog answer to the damage that he's done to you. Ooh, the spider is going to talk to the dog. I don't have a spider, but I do have a dog. Nancy speaks and his son Takuma comes along. Takuma says good morning to his father and the Puss and agrees that Dog has acted very bad. Takuma takes the shopping basket from Bro Puss and walks to the shop, and Nancy goes off straight to see the dog. Okay, now the cat is going to go over here and the spider is going to talk to the dog. Listen to Nancy now as he's sitting down all friendly. Bro Dog, I met a man today and you can call him Bro Kitten. And you know what happened to Bro Kitten. What? What? Said the dog. A lion has broken Bro Kitten's leg. Badness, said the dog. Terrible badness. Lions are all the same, wild and ignorant. What else can you expect? They get no schooling whatsoever. Dog, suppose I should say that Bro Kitten is really Bro Puss, and the Bro Lion is you. What would you say? The dog goes quiet. Then Bro Dog says, I'd say I'm ashamed, badly, badly ashamed. You don't look ashamed, but that's the dog. Ashamed enough to make the broken leg come good? I can't mend broken legs. I can't, can I? No, Dog, said the spider. You can't mend a lot of being friends. Me getting friendly with Puss? After breaking his leg, what would you even talk to me? Puss asked me to come and talk to you, said the spider. Really, the dog said, guilty and surprised, looking around at the spider. Yes, the spider said, he asked me to come and talk to you. You listen to this? Again, the dog goes quiet and says, it's not the first time I heard the Puss. You know that. Yes, Dog, I know. It seems Puss knows I feel bad I damaged him. Suppose the spider says, suppose if you should meet eye to eye, not too cross, cool, and only made a little bit of a bad. Would that be all right, the dog says? Would it be good if I can fix it up? The spider works as a go-between, and he gets badness from the dog, and Puss really cooled off. It seems that their trouble is gone, and it's disappeared. So now we have the cat back again. So they're going to talk to each other. Every day now, the dog goes to the house of the Puss. He gets wood for them. He gets water. He fetches and carries practically everything. By the time the leg of the Puss is healed again, he and dog are perfect friends. Okay, this is good, right? Every time the dog calls to Puss to come and try to do this or that, Puss calls back saying, I'll stay here and watch you do what you're going to do. And Puss sits there and watches the dog float and dive and leap about and splash. No, wait a minute, I missed something here. I did miss the important part. So the dog and the Puss are seen together everywhere, doing jobs or just enjoying themselves like old friends. You sit back here so I can see. One day, the dog invites Puss to come to the seaside with him. Puss hesitates, not really wanting to go, because he's still not wanting to be first to refuse a friendly request. They go to the seaside. Dog promptly slips into the sea and begins to swim and dive and do all things in the water, enjoying himself. Puss sits under a tree and watches the dog. The dog waves to Puss, calls him, come on in, the water's great. I'll stay here, said the Puss. Every now and then the dog calls to Puss, inviting him to come in the water. People on the beach become amused by Puss and bro dog. Every time dog calls to Puss to come and try to do this and that, Puss calls back, I'll stay here and watch you. And Puss sits there and watches dog float and dive and leap about and splash in the water and swim in all different kinds of ways. As dog comes out of the water, Puss compliments him on being such a fine swimmer. Anybody can do it, anybody who isn't frightened. It's a talent you have, Puss says, and I don't. That's why I sit and watch you. Oh, come off it, said the dog. Anybody can swim, anybody who isn't frightened. Puss changes the subject. Puss says nothing more about his lack of talent and feeling for enjoyment of water. Puss does not like to go in water. My cats don't like it either. It was raining this morning, so I know. A few days later, at a holiday time, Puss especially invites dog to a packed lunch at a well-used picnic and beauty spot. Not having eaten on purpose, dog arrives hungry, all ravenous and hungry, ready to tuck into this special feast. Lunch that both Mrs. and Bro Push had prepared together. Puss hangs about in no hurry to open up the lunch and begin eating. Sitting there under a tree, the dog has to wait, listening to long drawn-out tales. He tells about his family. The cat talks about his family. Then suddenly, the cat picks up the basket of good food, and he runs straight up a tree with the food. Oh. He fastens himself against the tree, and calm, Puss climbs himself up into the tree. Puss is sitting at ease, comfortable in the branches of the tree with all the food. At first, dog doesn't understand what's happened. He's puzzled at what funny game Puss is playing. The dog stands looking up the tree. The cat is up in the tree. Puss looks down and calls, I have lunch for you, dog. Come and get it. Ha ha, see what happened? What do you mean, the dog says. You know very well. I can't get up there, and you must know my belly is rumbling. He was at it. You know when you're hungry and your tummy goes grumble, grumble? That's what the dog feels. Anybody can climb up, says Puss. Anybody who isn't frightened. The dog is shocked. Dog remembers using those words at the seaside. Dog looks down thinking, Puss is playing a game of teaching a lesson. Puss wants to trick me into seeing something. Dog is cross. Dog feels he has been tricked. He feels he has been invited to a special lunch so that he can be taught a lesson. Dog thinks back to the swim at the sea. Dog remembers he hasn't made a call to Puss for a swim to put him down and give him a lesson. He has made his call to Puss to come and swim. Come and enjoy the swim with me. Things are natural when they happen as they happen, dog tells himself. When something happens between friends as you feel it, that's natural. But when a game is set up to catch you out, teach you a lesson, that's a trick. Getting hungrier and hungrier, dog walks around the tree, looking up and says, "Bring the food down, Puss. You invite me to lunch, come down with it." "Come and get it, dog," Puss says. "Climb up here and get it. Anybody can do it. Anybody who isn't frightened." Remember, that was the same thing the dog said about swimming? Dog sees that Puss is sitting comfortably in the tree, eating the lunch. Dog leans against the tree. Dog sits down. Dog feels like waiting just to attack Puss when he comes down, not bother with any of the food. But dog is so empty it hurts. You know, when you're hungry, your tummy hurts. Dog knows he cannot leave the food. Dog knows, too, he cannot find it himself to attack Puss and eat his food. Suddenly, Puss comes down from the tree and hands the dog his lunch. Standing there, dog takes the lunch, looking really cross at the cat. A wave of madness comes over him to attack the cat. Instead, an enticing smell of cooked meat under his nose makes dog want to eat more than attack. Dog sits down. He looks up crossly at Puss. Now, he doesn't know whether he's mad or just hungry. Dog picks up the enticing meat, gobbles it, and crushing the bones. And the dog goes on eating his way through the lunch, not saying a single word. "Have you got the point, dog?" says Puss. "Do you see now what different people can do, different things? We have much more because we're different people can do different things. We have birds singing, frogs croaking, we have cows who moo, and jackass, that's another word for a donkey braying. We have horse galloping and kangaroo jumping. Say you see the point. Come on, dog, can you see the point? Some people can get about in water. Others can get around up in a tree. Say you see my point. Say you see it." See, he wants him to understand the point. Dog finishes his lunch, gets up and says, "Puss, if ever we are going to manage being friends, we'd better keep it on the ground and not in the sea or up in the tree." The dog walks away quickly to himself, going off in a huff. And from that time, cats and dogs keep trying to be friends. Not always, but sometimes they are. So I hope you enjoyed and have an idea that people just have different ways to look at things. So thank you for coming, and hit like and share and subscribe, and we'll tell you some more stories.